Okay, we're going to do a quick lesson with some shapes or pictures instead of variables. So just the same thing applies. This is just like we did. We talked about this when we did our Google Meet. So same thing applies. If you have the same base, in this case it's a smiley face, and you are multiplying, you can do this a couple different ways. You can move this to the bottom, which is absolutely fine, or you should know that which if you do that, you get this. Which is fine, or you could certainly just add those together to get 0. But anything to the 0 power or the same thing over itself will be 1. So the answer for that problem will be 1. In the next problem, you see you have a couple of negative exponents. So this sun and this sun have to move. This 5 is not being raised to a negative exponent, or this one is not either. So what's going to happen here is you're going to have, I don't know how to draw this, the sun to the 8th power is going to stay where it is. This sun to the 2nd power is going to come up. The 5 stays down, and the sun to the negative 5th moves down here. All right, so a little sloppy. What you get is you're going to have 10 on top. On the bottom, you're going to have the coefficient of 5 and then 5 suns on the bottom. There are more on the top, so your answer will be there are actually 5 more on the top over the coefficient of 5. And this is like the suns. I know you're thinking, wow, artist. And I don't blame you for thinking that. All right, kind of crazy, love it. So again, I moved these, I cleaned it up, I had 10 on the top, 5 on the bottom, and then their coefficient stayed where it was. In the next problem, we have negative exponents and we have coefficients. We're going to clean up the coefficients. So 8 over 6 is 4/3. There are more smiley faces on top. There are actually 2 more smiley faces on top. And then both of these hearts have to switch positions because they both have negative exponents. So the negative 2 comes up and the 5 comes down. And then I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. So I'm going to have 4/3 as the coefficients. Nothing changes there. The smiley face to the 2nd power, that's going to stay. And then there are actually more hearts on the bottom. And how many more? 3. Okay? So these are just like variables. These emojis or shapes or whatever you call it, just treat them just like variables. And the next problem, this coefficient is negative. Whoa. But that doesn't influence anything. Coefficients don't move things. It's negative exponents. So if I were doing this problem, the negative 3 would stay. The star to the 4th power stays, but the heart has to come up. And then I check out if I can clean any of that up, and sadly I cannot. That's the best I can do. In this problem, this whole thing is being raised to the negative 2nd power, so the whole thing has to go down. That's a smiley face, and that's a sun. Blah, blah, blah. And then I have to square it. So when I square the coefficient, I get 81. And when I square the smiley face, I get smiley face squared. And when I square the sun, I was trying to make that yellow. I'm also getting a square on the sun. So the whole thing shifted to the bottom, and then I squared the whole thing. In this last problem, absolutely a little bit ugly. You have negative 7 over 21 as the coefficients. Those coefficients can be reduced. The negative in a coefficient does not make it move. So I just reduced that to negative 1/3. This smiley face is actually going to go down. And now it's 6. This heart's got to go up because it was negative. And the other heart has to stay down because it was positive. And then when I clean this up, of course I'm thinking, yes, I still have the negative 1/3. The smiley face is going to stay where it is because I only had one of them and there were one smiley face and there were 6 of them there. And then I had hearts on the top and the bottom. There were more hearts on the top. How many more? 3. Okay, so that's a quick review. Obviously, watch some other videos, practice yourself, look at old notes, and then take the quiz. Good luck. I know you can do it. You guys are the best.